This fellow is incorrigible. One question per person. You realize that anything traveling faster than the velocity of light has to go backwards in time. Okay. So there is a possibility. You see, if you write down the, I'm becoming too intellectual. I don't like it. If you write down the equations of motion, then you change the x, y, z and t, the signs of them, into minus x minus y minus z and minus t, then the equations are invariant. So in the micro world, the time can equally well go in the forward direction or in the backward direction. So what puts the arrow on time is the entropy, that the degree of disorder tends to increase. But there is a new theorem of Shastri, that the entropy is conserved in any reaction. And this theorem says that for every disorder that is increasing, there is an order simultaneously being created in a different space, not in this space, but in the phase space. You see what I mean? That there is an order, there is a model for the new world that is being created, an intelligence being created every time the disorder is increasing. So, to put it in a very simple way, the simplest way I can think of putting it is like this. Supposing you have a particle traveling with a velocity v, it can be described by its Fourier transform as a series of waves traveling with the velocity omega, and you know very well that the v times omega is c squared, where c is the velocity of light. So omega is c squared upon v, or c upon v into c. Now if v, the velocity of a particle, physical particle, is less than the velocity of light, then c upon v is a number larger than 1, and you are multiplying c by a number larger than 1. So this omega is always larger than c. What this means is that if you are having a wave packet describing the motion of a physical particle, it is having a dual which is consisting of another group of waves which are located around, centered around an omega, which is always traveling faster than the velocity of light. So that is a world which is traveling backwards in time, this is a world which is traveling forwards in time. These two worlds are meeting in the present, and this point of meeting is moving this way, and that is what is causing the universe to function. Now you happen to be in this world of these things, but you could equally be well in that phase space. In that space the order is being created, in this space the order is being reduced, and this conservation of entropy, or the degree of disorder in the universe, is preserved.
Where does this other, does it exist simultaneously here? Does the other,
you cannot interact with that, it interacts with you through your mind. See, the spiritual aspect, the mental functioning, you can exceed the velocity of light. There is nothing that stops you, because it has no mass, or it could have an imaginary mass. See, no mass doesn't, zero mass also you cannot really, it can go with the velocity of light, but it doesn't go faster than that. It has to have an imaginary mass in order to go faster than light. These are called tachyons. The tachyon universe is in that universe, because that is going backwards in time, since the order is decreasing in the forward direction of time, order must be increasing the opposite direction of time. Is it not true? So the possibility of going backwards in time exists really in the imaginary field of your thoughts, and this is how you can probably explain materialization and dematerialization. You can explain levitation on the basis of coherence of the thought patterns, which is the arousal of the kundalini. Then like the superfluid helium whose wave function keeps on expanding, and you cannot contain the superfluid helium, it just climbs up the walls of the container and comes down. In the same way, when you have established coherence in your thinking pattern, then your kundalini is active, and you are when you say your kundalini is active, your whole thought process have become totally coherent, which means that you can predict the next step from what the present state is. So that's what we mean by coherence. In this state, levitation, these various siddhis can manifest in that state. So the main thing is to establish a coherent behavior with no deviations in your thought patterns. And the function of yoga, the function of mantra japa, the function of all these sadhanas, the function of ritual is the establishment of harmony of thought, a cooperative, a supportive action for the joyous harmony in the world. That is what is kundalini. Okay, have I answered your question? How it relates to how the possibility of an evolution exists, how the possibility of free will can exist simultaneously with the possibility of predetermined universe. Okay,
I'm not too clear on how free will can exist at the same time as deterministic will, but
this is how, if the possibility of your going coherently backwards in time and then coming back to this, that is how the alternate evolution can come about.
but wouldn't that also be determined previously?
No, not necessarily.
So then it's not deterministic.
It is determined by an intelligence, right? So you can create a new world through your determination, through your intelligence, through your cooperative functioning. And the starting point is inside of you. Any other question, please? It's 10:30. We'll take a break. Thank you. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyaama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryatraah Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashravah Swastinah Pusha Vishwavedaah Swastinastarkshyo Arishtanemih Swastino Bruhaspati Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, thank you for being with us. And what I speak is a function of what you are, and I thank you all for being with me and eliciting these ideas from me. It has been an honor to be with you. Thank you.